Hey guys, welcome to Lucky Dog Productions. We're here going to be doing another product review. We have the Vantrue On-Dash N2 Pro. It's a dash cam. We got this, it's a pretty nice little unit. I'll show you the back of the box here. It'll record front and back. It has a forward facing and a rear facing camera that you can take the video either way of it. So you know the way things are anymore, this is a good protection. You know, it can protect you if you're in an accident, if you're you know, anything happened, if a policeman said you did something you didn't do, and you have proof saying no, here's what it was. So this is a kind of neat little project. We ordered one of these there and going to check it out. So follow along, we're going to unbox it here and just see what we have here. Alright guys, we're going to take it out of the box here. Looks like there's a couple little sills here on the side. We'll open the sills up here. And it looks like it's just a sleeve. And we'll slide this off. It's got a nice black box here. Let's open the top. Alright, right here at the top here starts out, we have a quick start guide. This looks like it's the instruction booklet here. Pull that off to the side here. Yeah, it's got all kinds of the information about the camera, how to set it up and that. So we've got that. It has a it says share. This has a, you can buy an additional GPS unit, and it also share your speed limit here. So you can buy the extra one of those there if you care to do that there. At this point, I'm not sure that we're going to get that, but you can know that's available. It's got a place there you can follow us on YouTube and Facebook. So. And then here's the manual. We'll get it backwards here. Alright guys, here's the manual for the camera. Looks like it's quite extensive. A lot of information. We'll go over that as we go on with our review here. The unit itself is in a little plastic bag here. And pull that out there, and so here's the camera itself. As you can see, it has a lens on the front and a lens on the back. Okay, some of the functions, again, we talked about. This is the keys down below. They have them nicely marked on the screen up here, so if you're holding it straight up, you can hit these different keys, your power button, left and right buttons, and your manual button. Also on the side here, this is where you plug the power. You can also plug the power into the suction cup. Once it's on the unit above here at the top, there is a little area where you can get your power there. So you can get either your power from here or here. So if you have a suction cup, you got your choices. If you open this little door here to the side, you're going to see the one screen here is for your SD card, goes in here. And if you want to hook this up to a big screen TV, you can put a HDMI cable right here, and then you can stream your pictures to your big screen television. I wanted to show you another little. I saw this and Ellen had pointed out. If you notice, the lens kind of sticks up a little bit there. So if you're using this outside the car, you want to make sure that you don't put it down on a surface so you don't scratch your lens or anything. The back lens doesn't seem like it sticks out so much, but you want to protect your lens so that when it's not in the car, you don't want to scratch them up and then have that scratch that showed up in your camera thing. So guys, this is the a little bit of a review of the unit itself. Alright guys, I want to show you some of the functions of the dash cam. In order to turn the cam on, down below here you'll see this button here is your power button. If you hold that button down, you'll see the cam will come on. Now generally what it does, if you have this hooked to power, it'll start recording right away, and you can actually stop that by hitting the OK button. If you notice the button up on top, right now it's not recording, but if it was recording you would not be able to go on up into the menu screen. So keep that in mind there. If it's recording, you have to shut that off by the OK button. So in order to go to the menu screen, you'll see these down here. You'll have an M right here. Well, these buttons are all underneath here, and they're identified on top. So if I hit and hold down the menu screen, and see there we come up into the menu screen. In order to scroll through the screens, you'll see these left and right buttons here. So if you hit the buttons there, there's System Setup, GPS Setup, Files, Record Setup, and back to System Setup. So in order to go into the System Setup menu, hit the OK button, and you'll see another screen come up here. And again, using this left and right arrow, you can scroll down. So I've now highlighted the language. Hit the language. You can change it to whatever you want. Of course, we're going to leave it on English. If I hit the OK button again, that'll take me back to the menu, and I can scroll down one more time, and we'll hit the format. It says all data will be deleted, so by hitting this button you'll format the SD card and clear out. Every couple weeks, wouldn't hurt to do that. Just clean it all out there. If you got any footage you want to save, you want to make sure you save that before you do that. So we hit the OK again, and we go back to our main screen. The next one is set up for time and data. Hit that. Now we've got the date set up, so you can set the date and the time, and you can also set the format, how you want it to appear on the screen. So if you go hit that one, you go down to the hit the OK screen, moves it through, and then you can change your month, how you want that to display. See if I hit that, see it's got the day, month and year, year, month and day, and see I'm going to leave it here at month, day and year. And so after you get all those settings, hit your enter again button. This one screen here, you got to hit the back screen. Sorry about that. Usually you can hit the OK, but to get out of the menu, you got to hit the back screen. Let's scroll on down to the next one, the auto LCD off. What this will do is your screen, if you're driving down the road, you might not want the picture of the screen come up, so you can set that either that it's never on, it stays on for 1, 3, or 5 minutes, and then it'll go black. This way, if you happen to get stopped or something, then you may not want the police to know that you're recording this. It doesn't look like it, because the only thing will be lit at that point, this little button here where it says P and the triangle, that little triangle will have a blue. That's the only thing will be on it. So you can set that whatever you want. Hit the menu back again, and let's scroll on down here. Now we have the device sound. You can turn the sound off or on. I have mine on because I like to hear the sound of what's going on. And then we can have the none auto use power off. So what this does is after it's idle for so many minutes, it'll actually shut off as if it's not being used. I have this set up for 3 minutes. You can set it anywhere from 1 to 3, or you can set it off, and that'll turn the unit off. Frequency, you probably won't use this. We keep it at 60. That's for United States. Other countries has different kilohertz, but I leave mine at 60. On down to system info. This tells the info of the camera itself, the model number and that. And then let's scroll on down to default settings. Now if you want to return this back to the factory default, you can set it back to the factory default. Now to get back out of this menu is hit the menu button again. Now we can go ahead and go in. There's a GPS setup mode. So if we go into that, now I don't have the GPS. This is an optional feature that you can put on this unit. And if you click on there, I have it set it to off right now because I don't have one. But if you have the GPS mode, you can turn it on, and this will tell you your location where you're at. I'm not sure if we'll get this in the future. We might. And then speed unit, it'll tell you your speed, how fast you're going. I have it set right now for miles per hour because that's what we use in the United States. But if you want kilometers, you could set it for kilometers. And that's pretty much the GPS setup. Now you can go here to your files. This will show you where your files are recorded at. You'll have event files. This is event, like if somebody bumped your car, it'll throw it in the event. If you hit this button off here, if there's an event happen, that'll automatically put it in the event folder. What that folder will do is it won't relace, if it won't write over top of that. So you might want to keep those. The normal is just your normal photos that you take, and that'll get written over after a while. And then you can also take photos by hitting this button anytime you'll take a photo, or you can look at all your photos here on it. So that's that is into the files folder. Now if we move on for record setup, now you can change the resolution. Scroll down here to the resolution. Right now if you put it on the dual 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, this will have the front and back camera working together. If you move this on down, let's scroll down one more, we can go, this will be just the front camera. You can set the front camera higher resolution. You have 2560 by 1440 at 30 frames. You can set it at the 2304 by 1296 at 30 frames, or you can set it at 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames. So you can change all these frame rates. But I'll leave mine on the dual right now, but if you just wanted the one camera, you can get a higher frame rate. We might use that now and then if we're just doing videos for the channel. So now we'll back here to the loop recording. Loop recording will tell you how many minutes it's going to record a particular loop. For 1 minute, this means there'll be 1 minute segments, or 3 minute segments, or 5 minute segments, and it'll continue doing those in those segments. And once the card gets full, it'll start from the beginning and start recording over that. You'll have what's left there until it reaches that point, but it'll save them in different segments. If you put it on off, what it'll do is it'll do the 20 minutes, and then at the end it'll start recording right over top of it, so it won't save nothing this way. Otherwise you can have different segments saved, and so we're going to leave ours on 5-minute segments. The GSensor is set up. Now you can set the GSensor for off, high, medium, or low. The GSensor is if somebody was to bang in your car, if you're in the parking lot, it bangs it, what does it set the recording to start off at? And when it does that, it will save that in your file so that it doesn't erase it, because it becomes an event. So you can set that. If you set it too high, it'll trigger too quick. Too low, it'll trigger it not quick enough. So I just set it on medium for right now. Now auto recording. If you set the auto recording on or off, that means it just automatic starts recording. I have mine set to the on. Then you can go on down to parking mode. Now the parking mode, you need to have the unit hooked up so it has power all the time. This could possibly become an issue if you've let it park, say, in your garage for days, possibly run your car battery down. I have mine set up right now. I have the cigarette plugger that plugs in, and that's hot all the time in my car. So what I do with this is when I get home, I unplug that, and this shuts the unit off. But say I was just gone maybe for an hour into the shopping mall or wherever, but I wanted the parking mode on, I can plug that into the cigarette lighter and leave it run. And I haven't tested this out, but I'm sure it won't go dead. It won't run your car battery dead in an hour. And so at this point, what I would want to do is leave that on. So we're going to scroll down here to on, hit OK, and this way the parking mode will be on. You can also change the exposure rate. If you need it lighter or darker, you can change it. I got it set at 0 right now, but if you had a dark day and you wanted it a little lighter, you could lighten it up. Then we have a number plate. The number plate they generally use for like businesses. Say you had a fleet of trucks and you identify this particular unit with that number. So this will display on the screen. You can have it or not have it displayed on the screen. And so we don't have a fleet, but we just called it Lucky Dog. You could put it nothing if you wanted to, but we just called it Lucky Dog. And then the stamp. The stamp allows you what shows up on your recorded screen. Right now I just have the date time stamp, but I also put the number stamp, so it'll say Lucky Dog on it. That's how we set ours up. You can put the Vantrue logo on there if you wanted. You can put the speed stamp. Say you had the GPS unit, you could use the speed stamp, and also for the GPS location. I have those off because I don't have those right now. See how I hit the button and it shut it off? Some of the menus you can hit the OK button, it'll take you back to the screen, but like this one won't. So I go back here and hit the menu button and see it pops us back down to our regular screen. Now you can rotate display. You can turn that on if you want to. Say you have the camera mounted upside down. You can put that on, that way your display will be straight up. In time lapse, this will do a time lapse. You can set it for different sequences. You can have it off, which I have it off right now, but you can have a 1 second time lapse, 5 second, 10 second, 30 second, all the way up to a minute. So you can actually time lapse. I have to experiment this a little bit more. I'm not sure if it'll do regular recording along with the time lapse or if it does just time lapse. The time lapse records a series of pictures and puts it together so that it time lapses it. And then power off display. This I have this on, so it'll power off. Delay will not shut it off right away. As soon as I lose power, it'll stay on for so many seconds before it shuts off. It won't shut it off immediately. You can turn that off or on. We have ours on. And so that's pretty much all the screens in this section here. Okay, there is actually more in this one. We have the resolution. Oh, we already went over that. Alright, we can go back to the regular screen here, and there's one more thing up here. Is the inside camera has LEDs for the dark, and you can change that by hitting the power button, just a short press, and you watch how it'll change. See how it changes there? See, I have it right now, it's auto. It'll come on when it gets dark. It'll be on all the time, or it'll be off. Now right now I have it set for off, and this way when it's on, you put it in this mode of auto. Auto will do color recording as long as there's enough light. Once the LEDs come on, it goes to a black and white setting. If you leave it on all the time, everything inside the cabin will be black and white. Right now I just choose to put it off so everything's color for right now. So that's another setting you can do here. You can also set the microphone, whether you have it on or off. You can see when it's off it has a thing, and the microphone shows up when it's on. The next button here, you can turn the screen. You can toggle the screen off and on, and see it'll come back on, and that is the right arrow key. And then the manual will go actually to the manual, unless it's recording. If it's recording, it won't go back to the manual screen. So that's some of the screens that you can set up on the camera. Really, it's quite versatile. If you go down the road and you've got an incident and you want to save it, just hit this button over here. This will automatically put in the events folder so it won't get erased. So you can hit that. And to shut the unit on, you just push the button at the bottom and hold it, and it'll say goodbye. And it's off. So this is some of the functions that you can do with the Vantrue N2 Pro dash cam. Yeah, here's some actual video that I took right from the camera. Today, this one, it was a little cloudy. We were getting ready to get a thunderstorm. As you can really see the storm up really good, so you can see how well it takes care of. So even in a little lower light, the footage is pretty good. And this one here, this was a brighter, sunnier day there. You can see a nice, good footage with that. So the camera really puts out, it does 1080p in both the front and the back camera. And so you can get a really, really good view with it this way. As you notice the lucky dog in the bottom left corner, you can, in the license plate tag, you can put that name in there, and I put that on there instead. Here's a video of us inside on a sunny day. You can see us well. You can see out the back windows. You can see out the sides. So it has a very wide angle of view there, so you can see out alongside. Yeah, which that is a really nice setup. And again, on this next one here, this is infrared. As it gets a little bit darker, you notice it went to black and white, and so you still see it very clear. It's just a black and white because it's using the infrared in the lower light on it, so it works really well. I hope it voices the car up a little bit. Alright, here's another license plate. We'll play the license plate game. Should be able to see it. This is N14 7 Up. N14 7 Up. We'll see if you can see that when I load this footage on the computer.
N14 7. That's funny.
Okay, as you see, you can see the license plates really well when you roll up behind another vehicle. And that's really nice because in case you have an incident, you can write down the license plate, or you have a record of it. Better yet, you have a little video of the license plate. So I wanted to show you, overall, this camera really works out well. It has a very good high resolution screen in it, so you can use it for whatever you need. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed our video on the Vantrue. This is the N2 Pro dash cam. I'm really impressed with it. We went out, did some filming with it, driving around in the car, and wanted to show you some different clips there, how you can actually see a license plate with it. And we drove around in some rain, we drove around in some cloudy days with some thunderstorms in the area, some sunny days. Showed you some inside, showed you a little darker how the LED lights will light up the inside of the car so that you get a nice view at nighttime when you in it. So you're well protected. This thing it'll have motions. If you can set a motion, or if somebody hits you, it'll trigger an event, so it saves that part onto your SD card. So it's really a handy little camera. So I recommend it. These are available on Amazon. Last look, they were about $199. I'll leave a link below for the Amazon link there, but I would highly recommend it. We'd totally enjoy it. So hope you had a fun time watching it, as much fun as we did making it. So if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, leave it in the comment section below. And as always, if you're not a subscriber, I invite you to hit the subscribe button. We make all kinds of how-to videos and product reviews, and among with other things, we do some live chats on twice a week, and we also do some local parks, cities, and some cooking videos. So hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you the next time. Hey guys, if you want to order some merchandise, we have stickers available. We have coffee chat mugs, and we have t-shirts. Just click the area where the description below, and you can order it. The stickers are $5 each, and you can put your address there, and so we know where to mail them to. So if you want any merchandise, you can click the description area.